2, 1. All right. So, special guest we have today. Who wants to play in the NFL? Okay. Listening and having a work ethic gets you to be a pro. All right. So if y'all want to aspire to be a pro, y'all should take some time and listen. Y'all been doing a good job every day this week, and I wanted to bless y'all with an opportunity to listen to people that are doing things that you aspire to do. All right. So we got a special guest today. We got Thayer Thomas. He was a graduate of NC State, and he plays for the Minnesota Vikings. All right. So he's gonna come and talk to y'all, share a little bit about his story, then talk to y'all through stuff. This is one of my best friends, one of my favorite athletes, definitely one of the most hardworking people I know out here. So give a round of applause.
Obviously, you guys are blessed to have a coach like TJ come out here and give his time, his effort to teach you the game of football, especially 5 days in a row. I know it's hot out there. It's been probably hot all week. I know today was probably one of your cooler days. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my story. So I am from Raleigh, North Carolina. I went to Heritage High School, which is in Wake Forest. Growing up, I played 3 sports. I played, as many sports as I probably could, like probably 5 sports actually, like soccer, gymnastics, football, baseball, basketball. And I just love doing it. I bet you guys have the same kind of love. That's why you guys are here. You guys love, playing football. I'm assuming you guys love playing other sports. So yeah, I was probably, growing up, I was kind of one of the most well-rounded athletes probably in the area. I was really good at a young age. And when I got to middle school, I kind of stopped growing. Like 7th grade, 8th grade, everybody was kind of growing, getting taller, getting faster, getting stronger, and I kind of like had a, delayed growth period. And I really, it was really hard for me going into high school. I was about 5'5", 110 pounds probably. I know you guys are way younger than me, and just believing in myself. Because I feel like when you don't have many people to believe in you, the only thing you could really fall back on is the belief that you have in yourself, and that will keep you going no matter what your circumstance is. And so yeah, I finished my high school career. I ended up playing varsity only my junior and my senior year, so that's not really a lot of time to get recruited. And so I was a really good player, all conference in all 3 sports. And even having a great high school career, I didn't have any scholarship offers. I didn't have one. I would take that back. I had 1 baseball offer. And so I had to make a decision if I wanted to go play baseball or if I wanted to, I had a walk-on potential opportunity at NC State that I took. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to go play baseball for 4 years or go play football and maybe go play baseball at NC State too. I didn't really know what my path was going to be, but I decided to decide to walk on at NC State and had a really good career. Just by hard work, determination, I was able to become the 2nd all-time leading receiver at NC State. And everybody would think, oh, 2nd all-time leading receiver at NC State at like a Power 5 college, like you think, oh, automatic guaranteed go to the NFL, and that really wasn't the case. But for 5 years when I was at NC State, I envisioned myself playing professional football, and I didn't let an hour go by any day of the week that I didn't, make choices and decisions that would best put me in a place to have the best opportunity to have that opportunity when it came. And so I met TJ when I was, and so he saw me. I was at a 7-on-7 event when I was in college. It was during COVID. And I was just hanging out with like my old high school friends. We were playing pickup football. Like I was in college. Like what was I doing that? I don't know why I was out there. And he came up to me and was like, "What are you doing out here?" And he had just finished playing professional football, and that's how we kind of connected. And ever since then, he's been one of my best friends. If I have anything I need in my life, on the field, off the field, this is the person that I call. We make daily. I'm over at his house. I'm here right now speaking at this camp. We've had a great relationship over the years. But yeah, going into professional football, I went undrafted, right? If you go undrafted, the odds of you making it, first of all, to get in the NFL, it's 1% of the 1% of college players. so it's hard just from the jump thing. So luckily I'm going on year 3 playing in the NFL by the grace of God and just through hard work and determination. Yeah, I'm going on year 3 and great things are ahead for me, hopefully. So if you guys have any questions,
Excel movement and performance for physical therapy ever?
yeah, I still go.
Oh, my stepdad owns that.
Oh, that's your stepdad? Nice.
Okay,
Brian?
okay.
That's your stepdad?
Okay.
I'll give you $1 for it.
$1.
That'd be worth more than that.
I'll give you $100.
That's crazy. What's it gonna do for him if he makes that call? What's it gonna do for Janice? What's it gonna do for him?
Because you'll know about it.
What's that gonna do for him?
You love your kids?
So your job is to take this road travel right here. He's invested so much time to have the benefit to even have the number. Does that make sense? So don't fan out over it. Just look at it as part of your journey. All right. So right now you're at a great camp with great people. This facility holds. This person filming right here was a world champion sprinter. This woman was the fastest woman in the world. Does that make sense? You have no clue who's all around you. NFL player. All right. We have college players. We have people all over this place. Right? There are people here all over, right? You're in the right environment to one day have Jenna's number. That makes sense? So keep doing the things that we're trying to teach you. So let's go back to elementary school. What is something that in elementary, that transition space, that you would have done differently, or something you did that you felt separated you from?
I would just say, like, even when you guys are here at camp, like, try to be as competitive as you possibly can, because each level you get higher, the more competitive it becomes. And when you're competitive at a young age, right, it only helps you for when you get older and older and older, because if you're going against someone that hasn't been in competition like you are, like I'm bred through competition. I've grown through competition. So the higher I got, it was like second nature. For example, like we're at recess in elementary school, I'm bringing my cleats to play football. Like I'm gonna have an edge on the other guys that are playing recess football. And that's kind of just the mindset I had at that young of age. Like, I'm gonna wear my cleats out the recess. I don't care what people think of me. I'm gonna run fast. I'm gonna play well. That's kind of what I thought when I was a young kid. So that's kind of.
All right, let's trickle that question up. So, what do you think you did or could have done in middle school to help prepare you for high school as well too?
I would say enjoy kind of where you're at. Like, don't think like I remember when I was in middle school, I would look too far ahead and like worry about if I was getting ready for high school or whatever. Like enjoy your friends and the people that are around you, that are in elementary school, middle school, and kind of just enjoy that moment and not look too far ahead, not worry about your future too much, because your future will be, what you want it to be if you take care of the present and worry about, what you have now. Like you're around great coaches right now, soak up all the information that you guys probably have throughout the week, and just take it, take what you learned from this camp and use it to your advantage when you guys go, your separate ways to your own sports and teams and stuff like that.
So when I met Thayer, we call it like shooting in the gym. So like, you're a basketball player, you can never get enough shots up. Like you can never go to the gym enough. You can never dribble too much, right? But for football, it's a lot harder to do that, right? So in football, you got to figure out what that is. Does that make sense? So yes, sir. That's what I'm saying, right? So in football, but like, how do you train for football in that case without playing it? So you have to constantly be in the environment to get work. Sometimes you need a partner. Sometimes you need accountability brother, somebody to call on. So what I'm mentioning is I met Thayer and he would call me at like 8 o'clock at night. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "I want to go throw at the indoor." And I'm like, "Okay." And we would just go to the indoor. We'll throw till probably 10 o'clock. And I'm not saying you need to show that long, but we would always constantly keep working at our craft, right?
I would also say work on things that you're not good at. Like, for me, like, I wouldn't say I'm not good at it, but I know like a thing that I could always get better at is like when the ball is like a quarterback throws it 40 yards and it's like over your shoulder, right? That's one of the hardest catches in football. So TJ, I don't know if you guys noticed this week, he's got a pretty good arm. And like he could replicate, one of the quarterbacks that I was playing with, like their deep pass. So we would do that catch like over and over and over. Or we would work on just honestly speed stuff. And after I started working with TJ, like I had an 80-yard touchdown like in college. Like I had an 80-yard like touchdown, and then the next year I had like scoring long touchdowns like that. And so I think I can just credit it to the hard work that I put in.
Yeah, just keep constantly working at it. So if there's an analogy I want to say shooting in the gym for football is just go outside and touch the ball. Go throw it, go work on your route running, go work on your tackling, work on your technique because it'll show up on the field. All right? Any more questions? Wait.
I got something over here.
Yep.
Can you speak to confidence for these young athletes? Because we got a group in here where some of these athletes are transitioning to middle school. Some of these middle schoolers are transitioning to high school. And you came from an era where, walked on, you became the man. Like, call it what it is. You was that guy at state. And to leave, to go from being that guy at state to, now you're back at the bottom of the barrel. Can you kind of speak on, what your confidence has to be when you're making those transitions? And even when you are at the top, that confidence, that work ethic, what it look like?
So your confidence, I'm not as confident, say like I drop a pass or like, the only thing that's gonna make me feel better about it is go catch more jugs or like go do that thing that I did wrong over and over again until I feel comfortable with it, kind of like work it out. And yeah, so like when I got to state, I walked on, like I had all these NFL guys that were older than me, and I really just kind of took a lot from them and put it to my game and put it to my routine, my blueprint to, how to be successful. And I got all the way up to the last year, and I was one of the top players in the ACC, and that came from hard work and determination. But even when I was one of those top players, I still felt like it wasn't like, I would still get nervous for practice. Like I would still feel like I wasn't where I wanted to be. And so that drive and that hunger always kept me humble enough to really just, seek coaching, seek help, seek to get better every single day. But now that I'm in the NFL, as soon as I get to the NFL, right, that whole process starts over and I'm back at the bottom of the totem pole. And so I have to take what I used when I was a younger kid, and I still used it when I was older into college, but I used that formula, that blueprint to make me be able to, play 3 years in the NFL, because playing in the NFL is not easy. Like, if you could think of the hardest thing you guys ever done, times that by 100. Because, somebody can play in the NFL for a day, and that's even an accomplishment. But to play for 3 years, to play for 6, 7 years, that is elite. Like, not many people are able to do that. And so you take it every day, you kind of look at yourself like, I am an NFL receiver right now. There's only 200 NFL receivers in the entire world. How many people are on this planet? 7 billion? So it takes a lot. And it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time, and you have to be fully committed. I know you guys are young, so have fun is the main thing, and start building these habits for when you get to high school. You could really use those habits to really help you guys.
I'm gonna add on to that too, right? So he hits a point home. So when I was in middle school, I started realizing that I wasn't as big, I was little, and I needed to work on my skills. But then I realized like my friends weren't working, no one was working. I was fortunate enough to be around professional athletes who were doing things. And I'm like, this is not how you move according to the way my peers were moving, my friends. So I started to do things differently. And I started to separate myself in ways because I would come home instead of playing video games, I would go outside and just throw the ball constantly back and forth. Instead of just sitting in front of TV, watching TV, I would just go outside and shoot basketball. I had to do something. I was always being active and trying to grow somewhere because you only have a few hours in a day. You only have a few summers to work. In the summertime, like you're doing now, y'all put a great effort in this week. It's gonna pay you back tenfold. But how many times can we put money in the bank and pull it out later? So every day is $1. If we put money in the bank, it'll eventually add up to $1 million. Millions of dollars type stuff. What you wanna do is fully try to go towards your goals and figure out. So I like to say, shoot for the stars, land on the moon, right? That's still an accomplishment. You're still in an elite space, right? But confidence is something that we struggle with. Don't think that sometimes I'm on the field, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I am afraid, but I gotta do my job. So I have to think logically, emotionally, and suppress the scared emotions and think about the best way to execute. Even when I am uncertain of something. I've been uncertain. I'll be honest, I was uncertain they're gonna go. But sure enough, every day I show up, put my best foot forward, and we actually execute. We've had some really good days, right? Right? So you gotta learn how to navigate that and just figure out still how to go make the play.
I would say the other thing is what you guys are dealing with now, whatever type of nervousness, whatever, I could only wish that I could be in your guys' shoes again to deal with some of the stuff you guys deal with. Because once you get to my age, it's a whole different level of nervousness, whole different level of like things you deal with. So that's what I'm saying, like enjoy being a kid, man. Like I'm 27 years old, like I'm kind of older, like I'm getting older. and you guys enjoyed just being this young and this time period of your life.
Compare yourself to like an older player, like who would it be?
Like, you gotta try to like compare yourself to somebody that you could actually like be in a vision. Like, I feel like I'm athletic, but I'm not running a 4.3. I'm gonna run a 4.5, 4.4. Like, I'm not gonna run 4.2. But my elite trait is my quickness and my ability to run routes and separate. Like, when I tell you in college, I might have lost out of 500 one-on-ones that I did, I maybe lost 5. And I knew every day that like that was my elite, that was my superpower. That's what was gonna get me to the next level.
And I'm gonna say Swaggy, and that same creativity that comes from other things you do applies on the field. So if you're running a route, you gotta be creative on how to get to the open space and how to work them to get open. So when you're being creative off the field, it actually applies on the field. That's why he stays open, because you shade me here and I'm smart enough to go 2 ways, you're never gonna box me in. All right? Last question, Ian, go.
What is the hardest thing you ever faced in the NFL?
I would say Detroit Lions is pretty good. Very physical team. Yeah, just the way they play, they're hard to beat right now, and especially with the team they have and then the fan base they have right now is pretty good. They're pretty hard to beat.
All right, real last question, go Ian.
What would be your one goal in football? What would you want to
I would say to max out my full potential. Leave no stone unturned. That way I can put my head down at night knowing that I did everything I could to get to as high as level as I possibly can, and have no regrets. So, thanks.
All right, let's clap it up for Mr. Thayer. If you can hear me, clap twice. Give me 3. Give me 1. All right, y'all ready to play some games?
Yeah!